energy, bringing stars and stories. It's where you wanna be. From celebs to entrepreneurs, she's got the scoop. Community and entertainment, she's in the loop. Every smile a burst of velvet light. Through the screen she shines so bright, with the laughs and tales that weave tonight.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tuned into the Grayson Show, and I have a special friend here. He goes by the name of Anthony Owens.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, let me tell you something. We've been fighting today. We've been having a good day, though.
Yeah, some technical issues. I think hopefully we're through it now, right?
I hope so. Well, welcome.
Well, welcome. It's a pleasure to be back. This is my
Happy
third
New
time,
Year.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Well, thank you. Man, let me tell you something. Every time you come, that book pile just piles up even more.
Yeah, I've been busy.
You've been busy.
Yes.
Well, tell people who you are and what you do, and then we'll get started on that pile over there.
Well, my name is Anthony Owens. I'm an award-winning author. I served 20 years in the Navy. I grew up in Brooklyn. I do a lot of mentorship, go to schools and talk to the youth. It's about helping the community and trying to give back. That's basically what I do a lot of.
Oh my God. This man is so busy. I mean, I am so glad that we were able to get him here because, I mean, he's nonstop. Roller skates. You just got to put on some wings to keep up with him. He's doing amazing things in the community. And like you said, he's an author. And so when I met him, we were talking about syrup sandwiches. And so now we're way past syrup sandwiches, huh? Let's look at this. Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah, and Cammy, I changed the cover on it.
I've noticed.
Yeah, I wanted to do something a little different. Same book, it's just a different cover, and people really are liking the new cover, so that gives me some.
This kind of look more like it, because when you hear the story or read the story, I heard my story, but when you hear the story or read the story, it kind of gives you a visual, right?
Right.
And I think about the mother and all, all the stuff that she was going through. And so this is more of a visual type. I like this. It's very nice.
Well, thank you.
Nice, sturdy book.
Yeah.
I love it. So, okay. So what do you have for us today?
Well, I'm going to go in order, right? So syrup sandwiches, it's about, growing up and dealing with a lot of trauma, like most people have, right? Just dealing with a lot of trauma. And the reason why it's called syrup sandwiches is because things were so dire for me and my family that oftentimes we didn't have enough foods to just make it through the night. And there were times when we have, to have food that were made out of condiments, like, sandwiches, like ketchup sandwiches, mustard, mayonnaise, syrup. And I just figured out, right, called syrup sandwiches. And those who have experienced similar, issues, they understand what, when they hear syrup sandwiches, they know it's about struggling. So,
Right. Well, it's amazing because when I first heard the name of your book, I was thinking, the first thing that came to my mind, did I have syrup sandwiches? Yes, I had syrup sandwiches.
Right.
It's kind of like the Karo syrup. I remember that.
So, and I wanted to write it because I realized, or I felt like I couldn't have been the only one who have gone through all the things that I've gone through. And so the title of the book is Choose Not to Give Up. And so I wholeheartedly believe that if you believe in your God, right? If you believe in yourself and you choose not to give up, then you can achieve anything that you want, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So guys, and Lala right over here, this is the book. So we'll let you see that while we get started on the next one.
And then I wanted, since in my book I talk about like discrimination, bullying, domestic abuse, fatherlessness, a number of topics. And so since I spoke about bullying, because I was bullied as a child as well.
Really?
You wouldn't expect that now,
No.
But I wanted to write something for the children. I wanted to give them a book as well. So this one is called Raw Power, and Raw Power talks about this child who's being bullied, and even though he's been bullied, he finds a level of forgiveness. And so it's a really compassionate story. It's compelling because it's enduring, actually, because people really, kids can relate to it. They understand it, because unfortunately, a lot of people, including adults, but mainly children, are being bullied a lot. And so I want to address that as well. So I turned it into a coloring book as well, because initially it was just a book about bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to do then is just give them something to do while they was reading the story. And now
Oh,
they can actually
wow.
color as well. So it's a coloring book.
Look at that. That's really nice.
Right.
Now, I remember without the coloring book part.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was my second interview. And so we're going to put that there.
And then I wanted to do something for the students and college students and students of all ages. So I wrote a workbook for syrup sandwiches.
Okay.
And basically what that is, it has for every chapter in the book, and there's 30 chapters. And so I in each chapter, I would have maybe 2 paragraphs of every chapter, and then maybe 15 multiple choice questions, and then an area for people to put down their thoughts and ideas, something so they can use it as a workbook, basically, and that way they can, they can be able to, like some certain things they may read, they may have some comments about or feel some kind of way about, and that way it gives them the, give them a chance to write about it and say, you know what, that chapter, this is how I felt about it. So those questions will help them get to that point. And then I didn't want to just write, what I wrote, those 2 books, they are nonfiction, right? So those are all, true things. So I wanted to see if I was skilled enough to write something besides that. I wanted to see if I could even write a fiction. And so I decided to do it. And my first book as a fiction is called Reasons. Now, Reasons, let me just read the back real quick. It says, after the devastating loss of his wife, Kyle Blankenship and his son Ryan embark on a journey to piece together their shattered lives. However, when Kyle is thrust into a whirlwind of mystery, betrayal, and danger, their world is once again turned upside down. Racing against time, Kyle delves into the dark underbelly of secrets and lies surrounding his wife's murder. As he uncovers the truth, he faces a formidable adversary determined to silence him and endanger his family. Will Kyle's quest for justice lead to redemption, or will he be consumed by the shadows of vengeance and despair? In this gripping tale of love, loss, and resilience, Kyle must confront his inner demons and fight for the ones he loves. And this is it.
Wow. Now, this is a juicy read.
It is, because it has sex, it has unalived murders, it has a lot of different things.
We have
in it.
that green screen, so you can't hardly see this one because it has the green.
Oh.
But that's okay.
But this can definitely be a movie, and hopefully that will be in the near future.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And a spoiler alert, I'm almost done with part 2 of that. It's
What?
called Reasons Part 2, The Aftermath.
Wow.
And then
You've been busy. I'm telling you, you are just, oh my gosh. Okay, so you did what, 3 books in a year?
Yeah.
3 books in a year. Wow.
And so then, having been raised by just a single parent, I realized how important fatherhood was, and when they're not there, how, what kind of difference it made. And so I want to write a book about fatherhood. And this one is called Fatherhood Matters, because fatherhood really does matter. Imagine not having someone to talk to, as a male, not having a male to talk to. It can be difficult. And I want men to step up and realize that their role as parents, as fathers, makes a big difference. And when you're not active and present in the lives of your children, it makes a big difference.
It does. It really does. And this is kind of more of a, I see as more of a mentoring that could probably be presented at all men's event,
right,
or young boys and things like that. But I really think the men would love that, because that's who we need more of, right?
Exactly. And so I'm going to different organizations and trying to get that as a part of the curriculum, and just it's a lot of stuff to do, right? And I'm trying to. This book has also won an award. Syrup Sandwiches won 4 awards, and won one recently.
Oh wow!
And
nice. This is amazing. This is some good stuff here.
I just finished this book less than maybe 2 weeks ago. It's a book of short stories. It's called The Day We Forgot to Smile. There's 17 different short stories in here, so it gives people the opportunity to not read one book, and so now you can jump from story 1 to 12 or whatever you want to do. You don't have to go in any order. And I noticed a lot of people have a short attention span, so I did that for you.
Right. I mean, I have some short stories, but I just never put them together.
Well, they're each different, so they're not.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one because, like I said, I know a lot of people just don't have, unfortunately, the attention span is short. So,
Well, you
so
know what
give it
they
to them,
say.
give it to them
You know what
quick.
they say.
So give it to them quick.
You know what they say, right?
Yeah.
So you did good. You did really, really good.
I'm gonna read this back real quick.
Okay.
This is called "The Day We Forgot to Smile," right? And it says, "The Day We Forgot to Smile is a tender, unflinching collection of short stories about ordinary people facing extraordinary moments." Anthony Owens writes with empathy and precision, revealing how resilience is born not from grand gestures, but from quiet choices: a shared meal, a long drive, a forgiveness unspoken. Each story captures the fragile beauty of survival, love, and being human. Poignant and deeply honest, "The Day We Forgot to Smile" reminds us that even when the world grows heavy, the light within us still finds its way home.
Wow. So so we've seen all the books. How many is it? 6? 6 books total
Yeah, and I'm at 7 because I got one
on the way.
within
On the
2
burners.
weeks. Yes.
Yeah, on the burners. Okay, so you're kicking these books out. How do you find the time? Because you do travel a lot. You do work full time. So how are you able to focus your attention on getting these not little books, these are real books, And so my curiosity as an author and a business professional and a person who can't get the show on the road, I'm blaming myself. And so, because my engineer's not here today. And so, how do you do that? How do you stay focused?
Well, so when I wrote my first book, it took me a long time to even write that because I kept putting it off and coming up with excuses like it's too difficult. I didn't know how to do it right. But then I realized I didn't have writer's block because I took my time and I tell people all the time, like if they're interested in writing a book, that you shouldn't sit down with the purpose of trying to write the book as soon as you sit down. You should write something every chance you get, whether it's a page, a paragraph, a sentence, right, or a chapter. Write something all the time, and then that'll help you not get writer's block. And so, since I don't have writer's block, it's easier for me to just write stuff. And so, I just have a lot of time when I'm not working. I'll sit down and I'll just write stuff, and it's just easier for me to write. Yes.
Yeah. So, I did the quickest book I've ever written was this last one that I just did.
How many pages is that one?
And that page, it's probably right at 150 pages, 10 chapters. And so, my friend calls it a pamphlet. But the story is not that long. It would be considered one of my short stories.
Well, a book doesn't have to be really long to be really good, right?
Right.
So just because mine are big, that doesn't negate the fact that yours may be outstanding, right? So, congratulations.
Thank you.
And writing a book, as you know, it seems like everyone is writing a book, right?
Yeah.
Everyone. So, when I wrote my first book, it wasn't about making money. It was about trying to give back to people something that that can help them. And I still believe that, and that's my purpose now, right? So my goal in life right now is to try to help people help themselves.
Right.
And it's not. I would love to get my money back. If I do, that'd be great. But when I first started, it wasn't even about getting money. It was about getting the word out. And
so now, since you've on this chapter and this road, do you feel like you're making a difference?
I do. If you look at some of the reviews on some of my books, you'll see it's really touching on the lives of a lot of people. And because I've read those reviews, and it's really, it's done something to me. It makes me feel like I did what I was supposed to do. The book is doing what it's supposed to do. Naturally, you want to get it out to as many people as possible. So my goal is to reach out to as many people as I can that are in positions that can push it out further. So that's what I'm looking forward to get accomplished.
Yeah. So what can our viewers and listeners, how can they use these books as far as an educational tool, especially the Fatherhood Matters? That's a great educational tool, as well as
Syrup Sandwiches.
The Syrup Sandwich book.
Well,
and so how, for instance, like if I have students and I want to get a bulk of these because I want this to be a guaranteed reading for my students, how would they go about reaching you to get something like this?
Well, they can reach me on my website. And I'm at a point in my life where, let's say, for instance, these different places that I go to, if they wanted, let's just say 100 books, I would order 100 books and I would give it to them at cost. They would just have to pay for the shipping like I would. it's not about making money. I wouldn't make anything if I did it that way.
Right.
Some people would charge $1, $10, or whatever they charge, but it's not about, like I said, especially books like that matter, that help people. Books like Reasons and The Day We Forgot to Smile. Those are books for enjoyment, right? Right. So I'm not just going to give them away free like that, as I would, let's say the other books. And so if they contact me on my website, my name is Anthony Owens. My website, I try to make it as easy as possible, right? www.ant, which is Ant, and then OWENS, which is Owens, AntOwens.com. So
okay. So we'll put that also on our YouTube page as well. And I believe it's already in your bio that we posted already too. So
it is.
And so, but if you can't find it, you can always get in contact with us here at SKST Radio, and we will put you in contact with Mr. Owens. And man, I'm telling you. So, what's next for Mr. Owens?
Actually, my next project is to try to get all these books, or any of them, into a movie or into some kind of film or something, right? Because, like I said earlier, my ultimate goal is to push it out to as many people as possible. And oftentimes you see like people on these different talk shows talking about their books and all that. Obviously, they know people.
Right. Come back up, son. There you go.
And a lot of times, you have to know the right people in order to sometimes, just get your name out there. And so, since I don't really know a lot of people, anything like that, so it's working from the ground floor up. So.
Right. Have you ever thought about doing some type of writing class to help people who don't know how to write, that want to be in a position that you're in?
No, I haven't thought about that, but I have, like I said, I have helped, 5 people write their books already. I've, showed them how to do it, how to format it, and a lot of the stuff. I wouldn't be opposed to showing them or helping them write as well.
Right. And I think that's a good way to, because some people will pay for the help because they really want to get their book out too, and they don't have a clue of how to do it.
Right.
So we're starting to work on helping with the copyright. And some of the editing, but that's a lot because for us to be doing, because we just kind of limited on people, but we do want to help as well. So I think something that you're doing, and again, you're traveling all the time. So
I don't travel that
yes,
much.
you do. You're this businessman, I know. Next to Tom Joyner. So I don't know. Maybe a workshop or something like that. Maybe you can. I think you would be great with a workshop.
Well, thank you, and that's definitely an option. What about that? Is that on the paper over there? Is that the over there? Are you going to read that one? It's about the bio on the top over there.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Yeah, no, because we got this going across the bottom.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so they already looking at it and read it 2 or 3 times by now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that saves interview time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, but at the end of the day, though, our goal is to kind of help get you out there and let people know that this is available for them. And so we appreciate your time, and we appreciate all the hard work that you've done, and especially with this book here, the Serb Sandwich book. This is the one where I first met him, and it is changed a lot.
It has. And so this book is right now, it's in the hard copy, and any of my books are available in hard copy. So you could, to me, I think the hard copies are great because, just for that reason of being hard, it's more, it's tough, right? You won't just tear it up. So I really enjoy it. And it's actually larger as well. And all of my books are available on Audible. Even this newest one, The Day We Forgot to Smile, it just came out on Audible earlier this week.
Wow.
So.
And this Reason book, this is one that I definitely want to.
Yeah, you have to check that out.
Read.
Yeah, it's everyone who has read it really, really enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not so easy to predict, And when I was writing it, I didn't want to write something. You know how you see a movie and you already pretty much know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to be like that, so I made sure that I wrote it that way.
Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, is there anything else our audience needs to know before we go?
Well, I'd like to let everybody know that if there's anything that you want to achieve in life, and I tell the people on my podcast, on my live when I go on my social media, that a lot of times we get in our own way. And what I mean by getting our own way, when you say to yourself that you're not smart enough, you don't know enough, it's too hard, that's essentially getting in your own way. And those are the things that happened to me before I wrote my first book. I got in my own way. That's why it took me so many years before I wrote the first book. So I want people to know that if you want to do something, just know that you can do it and believe enough in yourself to say that, you can do it, and then just give it the effort. Don't sit there and don't try,
Right. I'm thinking as you say this, a lot of people do that.
They do.
A lot of people do that.
And they've been conditioned to do it because they may have done it when they were younger, and as they got older, they kept doing it. Because when you do something over and over, it becomes a habit.
Right.
And so, and I'm trying to break people out of things that are not good for them. I want people to realize that they're more resilient, they're more resourceful than they give themselves credit for, right? And so it's all about positivity. It's always about knowing that you can do better.
Right. So do you think your books, the way you write and the things that you do with what's going on in the world and the communities and how people see things, and a lot of people are unaliving themselves and because it's so stressful, do you think your books will make a difference to make them want to just calm down, understand what's going on, especially, serve sandwich? I mean, a lot of people didn't, we grew up in a different era, right? And so how we overcame and how our parents got us through is different from the parents now.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And so I'm thinking that if they kind of had an idea of where they came from, this is kind of like the roots, the history, right, of what a lot of us experience.
Right. And so I think that if a person is having a rough life or dealing with parents that are not, or absent parents, right, or just struggling and just going through some things, and before they give up, I think if they read this book, they'll realize that even though their situation is bad, that they can still see themselves, getting past that because other people have done it, right? So sometimes just because somebody else did something, that don't mean you can do it. But at the same time, it may motivate you to say that, you know what, I can do it. And it gives you a level of belief in yourself to say that, I want to at least try.
Right.
Because in order for you to achieve anything, you have to try first, right? And then believe as well. So, and I think once they read that book and then fatherhood matters, right? When fathers that are on like for instance, myself, when I was younger, a young father, I didn't really know how to be a father. I didn't have any examples, obviously, because my father wasn't around. But I realized it's a level of maturity. Once you get to a certain level of maturity and you realize how important it is to be there and build that quality time with your children, it's something that just can't, you just can't take for granted, right? You have to be able to spend that time with them and enjoy it and make the most of it, because a lot of times people don't do that. And it's, before I leave, someone read my book, Serve Sandwiches, and they said after reading Serve Sandwiches, he said now he spends more time with his children because he sees how it was when my father wasn't around. And this guy was in the house with his kids every day. And he said to me personally, he said, now that I've read that book, I spend more time with my children. And he said, thank you for writing the book. And that really touched my heart because it showed me that the book is doing what it's supposed to do.
Exactly. And I think when I heard the audio of the book because I was gifted, and I enjoyed. I mean, I think I played that story maybe 3 or 4 times. I felt like I was there. I felt like I knew your mother. I felt like I knew the people at church. I felt like I knew everyone. The audio put me in that new world, that different world. And so, like I said, I'm impressed with this book cover because it gives me even more, tangible way of seeing how it was back in those days, you know?
Right.
And so it's amazing. I'm very proud of you as a friend.
Thank you.
And so I really want to thank you for sharing, your knowledge with us because it means a lot. It means a lot to us. And sometimes all you have is a book. Sometimes all you have is, the good book. Everyone grabs that. But sometimes you don't want all, because you grew up with that all day long. You grew up and you hear people and you go to church and all that. Sometimes it's good to be grounded, especially for our African American media, to be grounded and read. I mean, because we do have the stereotype, we don't read, right?
Put it in the book, right?
Put it in the book. So
I thought about that when I was writing, and so I wanted, and this is gonna sound crazy, right? When I was writing, I said I want to make reading sexy again, and what I meant by that is, when you read a book, there's a lot of things that books do to you, right? They motivate you, they give you humor, they educate you, but it's something different about picking up a book and you see yourself in that book, right? You
Yes.
actually reading something that you've experienced or that someone who has gone through it. It makes a tremendous difference, and I knew that when I was writing it, and so that's why it's been so impactful.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. And so, guys, I don't know what we can do here other than just ask you guys, please, please, please look up Anthony Owens and see if you can purchase some of his books. He's on Amazon. All you have to do is just Google his name,
Yeah.
Anthony Owens,
I'm all over
and
it.
he pops up, and he pops up for sure. And so, please support him. I mean, because this is a journey that he's really not getting paid for. This is a journey that he's doing to help our people. He's doing this to help on all of us. Women, we gain from this because it's helping our men.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it makes it harder on us when we have to do everything.
that's true.
And so we have a man that is being molded and learning. And it sometimes the pride gets in the way, right?
It does.
It
right?
gets in
It
the way.
does.
And so you overcome that. Life is too short. We got a lot going on right now, and we need the knowledge. I mean, just picking up a book will help you mentally
It can. It definitely
a
can. But
whole lot.
and then but people have to want to change. They have to want to do better, right? Just giving them something that's good for them, that can help them, is one thing. But for them to open it up and actually take the time to invest in the energy to read it or listen to it, that's where the difference starts, right? And you're right. It will help women. It will help, especially with Fatherhood Matters.
Yeah.
If men stepped up and were active more in the lives of their children and doing these things that they should be doing, that would definitely help them as well. So
Yeah. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, guys, thank you so much, Anthony, for sharing your world with us.
my pleasure, and thank you for having me once again. Like I said, this is my third time, and they said the third time is a charm, right?
Boy, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Today was just different. Today was different. But you know what? Because I feel comfortable, that normally I'm frantic, and so I would be all over everywhere, this and that. But you were so calm, and thank you for not, spazzing out with me, because I would have spazzed out myself, and I just took my time, and we kind of figured it out. But at the end of the day, I'm just spoiled, and I have my engineer is
Well, we made it work anyway, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it
we
may
did,
not be
yeah.
100%, but it's still working, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys in video land, Anthony's people here on this is Facebook,
TikTok.
Oh, y'all TikToking. I got TikTok too. So you TikTok people, thank you so much. Tune into the Cammie Grayson show too, by the way. Y'all can tick and talk over there too. So tune into the Cammie Grayson show. Thank you so much for being patient. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Keep supporting. Give him money, all the little ching ching stuff y'all do. He needs it, so get him money and
Don't
all that
listen to
cool
it.
stuff.
I never ask for coins, right?
You never ask for coins.
No, I just like them to tap the screen so it can get pushed out to more people, because the topics that we talk about, like, I talk about, is it okay for men to cry, right? I talk about like mental health, right? Therapy. I talk about a lot of different things, building generational wealth.
And they don't give you the ching ching sign.
Well, they get the likes. I don't care about the ching ching. I just want the likes, because that means if they push a certain amount of likes, supposedly they're gonna send it out to more people.
Well,
And the more people that listen to something that's positive, the more impactful it can be.
Absolutely.
And so that's my ultimate goal. So
Okay.
it's not about coins.
Okay, tell people how to get in touch with you.
www.antowens.com. And all of my books are there. All of them are available on Audible. You can contact me. You can reach out to me. I'll respond.
There you go.
Thank you for everything.
Absolutely. So thank you. And guys, thank you in TV land. Thank you in TikTok land. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us this afternoon, this evening. And y'all stay warm, because we're supposed to get some bad weather pretty soon.
It's coming.
It's coming. So yeah, bundle up. Okay, until next time, right here, SKST Radio, and you tune into the Cammie Grayson Show. Bye for now.